This is part two of my first chapter video on God's chemistry for life. I'm going to focus on mainly the argument that evolution is just a theory that I hear a lot of people say. A theory is a very strong word. It is the highest category of ideas we have in science and explains how and why things happen. We need to find out what is a theory. It is a hypothesis that has been well tested and confirmed. If any part of it is shown to be wrong, it must be changed or we must get rid of it. Over time, theories can change because we find more information about them, make them more complete. Doesn't mean that when you change a theory, doesn't mean that it's wrong. Most of the time, it just means we're adding to it. We're finding out more information, and the information is now more complete. So what is a law? A law is something that happens every time, but it does not explain how or why it happens. Usually it has to do with a mathematical equation. So the thing I hear about is, can a theory ever become a law? No. Theories explain how and why laws work. It's like comparing apples and oranges. Theories are not laws, and laws are not theories. If a theory grows up and does well, good enough, it's going to become a law one day. No, that does not happen. Let's look at an example with gravity. The law of gravity says that all objects exert attractive force on all other objects. You can see there's a gravitational constant there. You have the universal law of gravitation by Newton, and there's a formula there. And does it tell you how it works? Well, how does gravity work? What causes it? Where does it come from? You can't answer these with a law. That is done with a theory. A law just tells you basically what it is, what's going on. If we look at the masses of two objects and the distances between them, we can calculate with great accuracy how much force they're going to exert on each other. That's the law. We don't know why or how they're able to do that. That is left up to the theory. So the theory of gravity states it tries to explain how and why gravity works. It has to do with the bending of space-time continuum. The more you bend it, the more gravity you will have, and there's still much more to learn about gravity. We're finding so much. They just found the Higgs boson not too long ago, and they're still trying to calculate the implications of that. But it will be changed. The theory of gravity will change. How we know gravity works will become more complete, hopefully, over time. So a theory can never become a law. A theory is actually the highest thing that a category of idea that you can have. So let's look at the theory of evolution. The theory of evolution is true. When people say that, again, the argument theory of evolution is just a theory. This is a fact that cannot be disputed. It is a fact. Natural selection, artificial selection are observable. There is lots of evidence, and I'll get into that evidence later in the book. And there is no evidence that refutes this. It only backs it up. What is not shown is how the first life got started. Anybody who says they know how the first life got started, those are hypotheses. Those are not theories. How it got started, that's where science stopped, because we don't have any idea of that. You have hypotheses that are being tested, but frankly, there's no evidence of those, of it happening randomly. There is no randomness in this universe. There is no randomness in life. And this goes back to the theory of relativity in the block universe, which I'll explain in chapter 2. Because of the theory of relativity in the block universe, there is no randomness. Randomness cannot happen in this universe, since everything that has ever happened and is happening and that will happen in the future have already been recorded, and they all currently exist. As soon as the Big Bang happened, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, all things came into existence. And this has big implications. I will talk about this more in chapter 2. This is called the Bloch universe. It is part of Einstein's theory of relativity that has been confirmed as fact. Einstein himself thought this was his biggest blunder, but later on, other scientists found that this is his greatest triumph. And so there, and recently when we looked at a black hole and videotaped it, this helped even confirm it even more. Let's look at a flip of a coin as an example here of how there is no randomness then, this idea. The universe already knows how every coin flip will turn out, so it's not random. It is predetermined. There is no randomness in it. Since we do not know how it is going to come out, if it's going to come out heads or tails, it seems to be random to us. This would be the same for anything that seems to be random in nature, but it's not. It's not random, but it seems to be, but it is actually predetermined. So there is no randomness. So anywhere where you see randomness mentioned in evolution, no, the randomness is not happening there. That is, I believe, controlled by God. Whenever you want to talk about natural selection, you can insert God's selection, and now everything in the scripture and everything in science match together. And again, if they don't match, as you saw in part 1 of chapter 1 video, you can't have them contradict each other. God's creation story, God's scripture needs to match his creation. So hopefully that helps us with answer the question, why is there a debate between science and scripture? It's frankly man's stubbornness and not willing to look and study all the information that is out there. So I hope you enjoyed chapter 1, and I look forward to introducing chapter 2 to you in the future. Thank you.